What is up, PMPBeta? HydreigonMaster635 here today, and I'm bringing you a UU match I had against Allisdair. So, thank you so much for PMP for coming back. Thank you to everybody that participated into the whole revival thing and all that good stuff. But you're not here to hear me talk about that. You're here to watch a Pokemon Black and White 2 Wi-Fi battle. So, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that. Looking at his team, the biggest threats are that Raikou and that Sharpedo. Sharpedo, once it gets 2 speed boosts up, will easily outspeed the rest of my team. That Raikou, apparently whenever I made this team, I forgot that electric types existed. So, yeah, that's a thing. My team is kind of based around my Zoroark because Zoroark is awesome and he's one of my favorite underused UU Pokemon. So, decided to go ahead and throw him on a team and base him kind of around it. As you see there with the nicknames, everybody is named Zoroark question mark, because I kind of want to make everybody think, hey, this may be the Zoroark, it may not be the Zoroark. You get my drift? Yeah, you all do. So, he leads off with his Crobat, I lead off with my Crobat. I decided to go straight for a Brave Bird on the first turn, hits that Swampert, doesn't do too incredibly much, but I'm alright with that damage. So, now that's pretty good for me because I know he's probably going to expect the taunt and not set up his Stealth Rock, so instead I'm going to just go for a U-turn, switch on out of there, go into my Virizion. Virizion does a very good job against Swampert. He obviously has the 4 times effective offensive move, and he can also take his Dual Stab very well. Unfortunately, I switch in on the Scald and he scores the Burn, which kinda sucks because this is a mixed Virizion. So my close combat and my Stone Edge is pretty much crap. And I would have loved to gone for Stone Edge predicting this Crobat switch in, but instead I just go for Hidden Power Ice. So at least it's not all gone to waste. So now I know he's probably not going to go for the Brave Bird, expecting me to want to keep my Virizion for the Swampert and just go ahead and switch out. So he does go for the U-turn, does a good chunk of damage to my Virizion because it's pretty much crap on the defensive side, and I think I'm running a hasty nature. And yeah, so that's pretty awesome. I do hit the Raikou on the switch-in with a Hidden Power Ice, and that's not bad at all because I will need some damage on that Raikou later on in the match. So Virizion is an incredibly low range of health, and again, like I said, I apparently forgot electric types existed, and I have nothing to switch in on one. Also, this does give me a good little bit of information about that Raikou. He could either be running a Scarfed Raikou or a Timid Raikou, just because he did outspeed my Virizion. So, that's pretty good to know. Now, I go ahead and go into my Zoroark, which is my real Zoroark this time, because I smack that Swampert in the face with a Night Daze, and I score a critical hit. Now, all really depends on what he went for on that turn, if that critical hit mattered or not. If he had gone for a Scald, got a Burn. If he had gone for Stealth Rocks, it all matters what he went for, but crit happens, and he did score the Scald Burn, so I'm perfectly alright with that hacks. So, now, again, Crobat comes in here. I am obviously not going to be able to outspeed it, and I'm going to switch into my Crobat, because Crobat's a champ and he can take on U-turns because that's apparently all his Crobat can do. So again, Raikou, huge threat, you know the gist. I stay in with my Crobat thinking that I'm just gonna die, but holy crap, Crobat, look at you! You are a champ, living on 28 HP from what I assume to be a rash Raikou's Volt Switch. Since he did outspeed my Crobat, that definitely confirms that he is a Scarfed Raikou. So that is pretty awesome. Crobat, you are a champion and you are my best friend. So that's pretty good because I decided to go for a Brave Bird, get a nice chunk of damage, almost clean take out this his Crobat right there because I win the speed side that time. That's pretty good. And he goes for a U-turn and switches right on out of there. So, now again, goes into the Raikou. I am going to try to take a hit with my Mew. My Mew is max HP, max defense, so I don't really think I'm going to take this all too well, but it should be okay. Now, go ahead, switch into my Mew. He goes for the Volt Switch again because he's got a nice, good old Volt Switching whole tour thing going on with him and his Raikou and his Crobat. Amazingly, I actually take this a lot better than I thought I was going to, so that's pretty good for Mew. Now, I know I know I'm max HP, max defense. If that Volt Switch did that much in unstab, U-turn from a Crobat, it's not going to really do anything at all. So I have nothing to fear. Now, instead of going for Stealth Rocks or a Psychic, I'm actually going to make a good play here. Go for a Will-O-Wisp and miss. Because that is how Pokemon works. And, yeah, so unfortunately, I missed the Will-O-Wisp on this big threat right here, which would have definitely helped out. Obvious Protect is obvious, so I'm going to take this opportunity to set up my Stealth Rocks, which will kill the Crobat if he decides to switch in on that. So that's pretty good. That I don't have to deal with that thing anymore. Now, he goes for a Crunch, and I actually kind of thought I might be able to live this, but then I see that he's Life Orb, and he's more than likely an Adamant Nature. So, I'm sorry, Mew. You just couldn't quite cut it this match. You shouldn't have missed the Will-O-Wisp, man. You should just not have missed the Will-O-Wisp. That's all I gotta say. So anyway, decided to go in my Blastoise. Blastoise can take on this thing and hit him with a Scald. Hope for a burn. It'll still do a good chunk of damage. And obvious Rogerade switch was pretty obvious, but I cannot mess with these threats. And hit him with a Scald. Does not score a burn, but he misses the Sleep Powder. So hacks for hacks. That's good enough for me. So, roar him out, sends him into the Crobat. Crobat dies on the Stealth Rock switch in, and then he switches right back out into the Roserade. And he goes for a Leaf Storm. Now, this is a max HP, max special defense, plus special defense nature Blastoise. That Shrit Clean takes me out. And it turns out that he is a Life Orb Roserade as well. So, holy crap, Roserade, you have some power. So, that was pretty impressive. Now, I decided to go into my Crobat and just go straight out for a Brave Bird. He actually makes, in my opinion, this was actually a very big misplay on his part. Going into the Sharpedo, I go for the Brave Bird, easily will clean take that thing right out. Now, I say that's a misplay is because that's really the only thing that he had to pretty much keep my Victini at bay. If he was able to get 2 speed boosts up on that thing, it would have easily outspeeded my Scarf Victini, and I would have really had nothing left to take a hit from it. So that was a pretty big misplay on his part, but it's okay. We all make misplays. So, again, Raikou, nothing to switch into it, so I just leave Crobat in to die, and he Volt switches out into his Heracross. But that's okay, because it gives me a free opportunity to bring in my Victini, my Scarf Victini. I'm going to go for a V-Create and just demolish this Heracross right in the face. That thing is dead. No chance. GG, no re. That is awesome. And even though I do get the special defense fall, I know that I should easily be able to live any one hit from this incoming Raikou. So that's pretty damn good. Because I am at full health, and, you know, Victini has a all nice 100 base stats all around, so that's pretty good. Goes for the Volt Switch. Like I said, I will be able to take that pretty easily. If he decides to stay in, go for a Thunderbolt. That will get vaporized by a freaking V-Create, but nope, Volt switches out into this thing, and it gets completely annihilated, and that Roserade just had a very, very bad day. So, V-Create, that thing is dead. All I have left is this, and my Zoroark. All he has left is his Raikou, but the thing is that his Raikou outspeeds both of my Pokemon now. Even if I did decide to switch out and switch back in, he will still be able to outspeed my Victini, so I decided to leave my Victini in here to die while he goes for a Thunderbolt. Unfortunately, Zoroark cannot outspeed, but you know what? One thing about Zoroark, I am running a mixed Zoroark. Go for the Sucker Punch, take him out, catch him by surprise. Thank you, past me, for putting Zoroark on this team and giving him Sucker Punch. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. So that was pretty cool. Completely caught him off guard, and not many people run mixed Zoroark or even run Sucker Punch on Zoroark or even use Zoroark to begin with. And that's why the question of the day is, what is your favorite UU and UU? What is your favorite underappreciated, underused UU Pokemon? So, thank you, PMP, for coming back. We love you, and be sure to give this channel all the support and love that you can. So, you can check my channel out. My opponent does not upload, but, you know, his link's going to be in the description there if you want to go look at what he's looking at. I don't know. So, thank you guys for watching. I love you all. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit, and deuces.